step down. And I don't know if Phoebe is here, but thank you, Phoebe, for all your.
Thank you, Susanna.
Okay. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, ViewPoints is our annual exhibit that SMI has been doing since our inception in 1997. Every year we hire an exciting juror, like this year, our incredible Eleanna Anagnos, to select extraordinary work from artists both here and around the world. It's going to be up until May 28th. The gallery is open by appointment only, and you can schedule appointments on our website. And our gallery is COVID compliant. We have an air purifier. We only allow 6 people in at a time, and lots of hand sanitizer and everything else. There's also a virtual exhibit on our website if you're not comfortable coming here. And many of the artists have done incredible audio on the website. So that's a lot of fun. So that's it for me. I want to introduce our new ViewPoints chair, Patty Jordan. She's an accomplished artist, author, and arts educator. And she's going to tell you about our juror and who's then going to give a talk. And then we'll get to the exciting part where we give out the cash awards.
So, thank you, Susanna. Thank you, Eleanna. And congratulations to all the artists that are in this truly outstanding show. On that note, I'd like to introduce our juror, Eleanna Anagnos. Hi, Eleanna.
Hi.
Eleanna is truly a Renaissance woman. She's a New York City-based curator, lecturer, critic, professor, and artist. She's also co-director of Ortega y Gasset Projects, an artist-run gallery and collective in Brooklyn. She's been featured in the New York Times, Art in America, and the New York Observer. She was also visiting critic at the Norris Foundation and Brooklyn College. Eleanna's exhibited her work nationally and internationally and has received numerous awards: a Rauschenberg Foundation residency, the Joan Mitchell Foundation Award, a Yaddo Fellowship, and a Grant Wood Fellowship. Her work's been featured in the New York Times, Hyperallergic, Artsy, and ArtNet. She's earned her MFA in painting from Tyler School of Art and a BA with honors from Kenyon College. On a personal note, I actually met Eleanna a few years back at an opening at High Noon Gallery, a group or solo show in 2018. And I saw her solo show, Mother Tongue, in 2019 at the gallery in which she's represented, High Noon. And the show was quite powerful. So with that said, I'd like to defer to our juror. Eleanna, take it away, please.
Thank you so much, Patty, for that introduction. And thank you and Susanna both for believing in me and giving me this opportunity. And thank all of you artists for submitting your work and trusting me with it. I think it was there was a lot of work and to go through, and there was a lot of really great work. And there was work that was really extraordinary in terms of its craft and its just like photorealism and things like that. But I didn't always choose that work. A lot of times I chose work that felt of the moment or just moved me. And we'll start walking around and looking at the work more, so I can sort of give more details about why I chose the works I chose and why they moved me in the ways that they did, whether it be because of the content or form or both, or so. Where I think Susanna's going to walk through the gallery now. We can start here. This work is obviously this iconic image of the Guggenheim. I really love the really cool colors, and just the way that you could feel the space in it. So that's kind of, I was like, this has to go in because it's like so familiar. And but I really love the color play in here. So that's why I chose that. And let's see, these are William Rarick's works. His narrative was sort of bizarre. I I hope is he here to just talk about this a little bit? Maybe not, maybe he's not here. Well, I just thought that they were really gorgeous, gorgeous pieces and just sort of bizarre, really strange.
Yeah, they're really gorgeous. Okay, we'll just keep walking. We were to stop.
Okay, I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay, so we'll come, we'll start back over here at this corner.
Okay. I don't have a really good reason, but I just love this, so I put it in. Maybe it's because I think it was more of a personal choice, which is outside of art historical sort of lens. I think it was more because growing up, I did a lot of fishing and I was around a lot of fishers, and so. But there's this, you know, it's a pretty big fish head and it's done really beautifully. And I think it was just some more of a real personal feeling towards it rather than any sort of academic reason.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's fun. This work, I can't remember what it was, but it was compelling. Is the artist here to talk about this?
Fingerprints?
Yes, it's Valerie Hune. Thank you for choosing it. It's all fingerprints. So it's done out of one single finger, the index finger. And I've been working with this series since like 1998. So it's been a long going series, an ongoing. Basically it's about, you know, the shifting tides and looking for the positive in that. And, you know, when the margins become the center is the name of the title.
Right, I just love that so much. And aren't there dates on here? Or
yes, it's all cataloged. It was originally done from, I had been living in San Francisco. I witnessed police, what I felt was maybe not for them, but what I felt was harassment of young men of varying colors and races, and really, really stuck with me. I was new to the city and I just went upstairs and I was really shaken by it because it was so in my face and I didn't know, I felt so powerless. And so I put one fingerprint down because I could picture what would happen to them, you know, being in a marginalized community without any real support. I just feared for them. And that's how the work started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love that. And I really love about the concept about the margins. And that's sort of when I think about painting, when I'm trying to push painting, I think about, you know, sort of filling in the cracks and being in that, working in that space. So I feel like it's similar in that way. So this piece, I really, it's a photograph. I love the way that it compresses space. It looks like more of a painting. And I just really, it was really exciting to see that. And there's another piece. Is that also in the gallery as well?
Over here to this.
Oh yeah, here it is too. So it's an image of the Duomo, which is a pretty common image, an iconic image, but the way that it compresses space like that, everything in there almost looks like it's in one frame, like it's in one, there's no, like, not that, I don't think there's that much depth. And I just thought that was really awesome. Because as I approach painting and as a viewer and as a maker through the framework of painting. And so I thought this was really different and sort of read as a painting. So that's why I chose this work and I was really excited about it. This one and the other one. Can we go a little bit to the left? Let's see.
This one?
Oh yeah. I mean, this encapsulates, like, for me, the experience of being in the subway in New York City. And it's just so much of my time has been spent there. over the last 14 years or more. So I really I just think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, just a snapshot of city life.
It's amazing, and people should come to the gallery to see these things in person because they really are beautiful.
Yeah, just
You know,
there's
we're
so-
trying to experience here, but it's not going to be the same.
right. Yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, in this, you know, everyone's having their own experience, yet they're all in the same space. It's sort of like a compressing of space in another way. Yeah, this is Harold.
Hello.
We skipped. Oh, Harold, is that you?
Yep, that's me.
You want to say something?
Well, it took a year to paint. It was very painstaking. I worked with a New York City photographer who took the original image with his iPhone, and he sent me a copy of it. He said, "Harold, you got to paint this." So it was a little out of focus in areas, so I had to use my wife as a model for hands and other faces and stuff. So, but a year later, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels so real.
Thank you.
Can we talk about, oh yeah. Can we talk about that piece to the right?
This one?
Yeah, so this one was really, I loved it. Obviously, it's talking about double masking, and I loved yes, it's very relevant to our time. It's also, Jack Quinn also is, you know, bringing humor into it, but it's also very serious the way he's looking at us directly at the viewer. And so, and it's also just gorgeously crafted, but it's just, so all of those intersections of sadness and of, you know, so many people lost, and the challenges that we're facing, plus, but also, you know, trying to put some humor into it. And I don't know, I thought all of those things together was, it was a really great, it's a really great piece. Thank you for making it.
Okay, where to next?
Left is, I think it's,
This is
Theta.
Theta. Yeah.
Oh, you say Theta? Okay, Theta's work, Death by 10,000 Paper Cuts. Is she's not on the line, is she?
I don't know. Theta, are you there?
Okay.
I am here.
Oh, great. Can you tell everybody about this? I listened to your, the audio, and I thought it was great, but I don't know if everyone else has heard.
Yeah, this is my reaction, or sort of, to microaggressions, and I really wanted to illustrate what it feels like. All these minor little cuts, things that people say. It has a lot to do with the implicit biases people have, and its impact. And much of the impact is invisible and layered. That's where I ended up decided to pull 10,000 zip ties onto a recovered commercial fishing net. And then the sorry thread, which Susanna, the piece that's hanging out on the left should sort of be tucked behind. That's okay. I'm just seeing it. I'm through the phone. So
This should be, I don't want to play with it right now. I'll do it later.
play with it later. Play with it later.
It's really stunning. It's a really stunning piece.
Thank you. So there are actually 10,000 zip ties on that piece. I counted them all.
Oh my God. Wow.
Took about 2 months to pull all those zip ties.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can go to the right now. Or
Let's see. We have these.
beautiful. Yeah, I just thought this was really unique.
And I think we missed maybe just, I'll go to here, just so we get everything. You don't have to talk about everything.
Right. And we'll be here all night, so I don't want to do that.
But we'll just kind of step through everything.
Yes, I thought this was of the moment, of course, this piece.
Yeah. Um, and this one. Okay, and then
These are all so beautiful. Mm. Oh yeah, is Shoshana here?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Hi. Yeah, I listened to your, I mean, this piece is really striking, and and I'd love to give you the floor to talk about the work, and then I'll comment after.
Okay. Well, I was just inspired to paint. Her name is Hannah Arendt, and she's a philosopher, and she wrote many books, a lot of them about the Holocaust, and she was present at the Nuremberg trials, and she wrote an essay about that, and she did a lot of research into totalitarian governments and how, like, things like tyrannies take place, and yeah, I just thought she was a very interesting person.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that subject matter, I feel like you get a sense that the work that she does is, it's just a very intense image. Like you put, like you took the saturation of her like skin out, you know, you took the sort of blood out, and it's just like really cold, but it's stern, and it's I don't know, I had a lot of feeling from this image. And then when you spoke about who she was and what she did, it all really comes together. So I think that's so beautiful, where the content of the work and the form and the color, everything you did is like in this beautiful marriage where everything speaks to everything else. It makes a lot of sense why, you know, how you painted it and why you painted it the way you did. So I just really appreciated that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. That's a great point.
okay, we'll move on.
I just thought this was really refreshing to see in a painting, in an exhibition. I think like it's real, and so that's why I included it. It's like profiling is just on my mind a lot these days, so I appreciate Akhil's contribution to that. This one, I think Ariane, is that how I say your name? Yeah, Ariane. She, the work, she was actually in Denmark with her family and made this portrait, but you'd never know it. Like, I thought this portrait was about COVID, and it felt like it completely encapsulated a lot of what a lot of people were were feeling. So it was interesting that the story and the intent was very different than the read, but very good. And
Used to.
below is I can't remember his name. Yeah, Steven Spiller. Is Steven here?
I'm trying to get out of the.
He may not be here. He thought he had some really wonderful things. If anyone has the chance to go to the website and hear what he had to say, it's I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, this three-dimensional felt piece I thought was really awesome. Just super different.
That is
Linda. And
oops. Ooh.
collage. These were wild. I want to see this so badly in person. I feel like I'm missing a lot. I can't understand like what is photography, what is rocks, like what is, I can't tell from here at all. So yeah, I'd really love to see Tina's this piece in person, especially.
Oh, Tina's here if you wanted her to say something.
Tina, do you want to say something?
Sure. So as I said in the audio, I live in Beacon, New York, and walk a lot along the Hudson River. And a lot of my work is inspired by nature, and partially because I don't know whether the human experience imitates nature or nature imitates the human experience, but I'm totally fascinated by textures and shapes. And sometimes things look like bones, just how they age. Anyway, and my process is not typical collage, but what I do is I take a lot of photographs and then chop them up. And I love the layering process. So I've used paints, pastels, make my own papers, chop up my photographs, and you know, just try to capture the essence of all the different textures. This was probably the largest I've worked for a long time, but I couldn't stop looking at these roots and pebbles and everything that washed up upon the shore, and just the patterns that were formed. And it's actually there's another piece that sort of goes with this, but it really was an interesting process.
Yeah, I think this is stunning, and I really can't wait to see it in person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This one.
I think this was fun. This I felt again just was speaking to the year we had. Some people just had their pets. So
Or two.
yeah, or two.
Oh, and then there's this piece.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. They're all beautiful. I love them all.
All right, it's really an amazing show.
I think this one is Pueblo, which is really, it has lots, there's so many churches in Puebla. I'm in Mexico right now, so yeah, it's really.
I don't know if you read it, but he does that breeder art where art breeds other art.
No, I didn't see that.
It's really interesting. I think everybody should go and look at his profile. Is he here? I don't. It's really interesting. It's a program that you take like a mother and a father pieces of art, and it breeds next generations.
Oh my God.
Really interesting.
Cool. I thought this is another image of with a maybe not the police car, but
not across this. So this is live at the gallery.
Yeah, another instance of this year, what it did to tourism.
Yeah, really here.
Okay,
And then,
are we going out? Yeah.
well, we have this piece here, Alan Gorman.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then I think we're done in here, and we will head out. Oops. Hopefully we won't lose the Wi-Fi. How we doing? Okay.
We're good. So far, so good.
Okay.
Yes, more of what our leader looked like with the Zoom painting. And is the person here that made this piece?
Zoom?
No, the one to the left.
Oh, Ruth.
Is Ruth here? I was gonna see if she wanted to talk about it, but cool stuff. This piece, oh, this is the brutalist architecture that I mentioned in the talk. super fun work and very interesting. Haven't seen anything like it. And then this piece, I just love everything about it. Everything from the rope that separates the women to the way that the boat is just off center and awkwardly sort of peaks, to the colors and how things are sort of flattened. And I guess there's a lot of formal qualities I like about this. And yeah. And
That was
this,
Reno.
this is Megan Bates. Megan, are you here?
Hi, Eleanna. Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, can you talk about this work?
Yeah, I made this piece towards the beginning of COVID last year during the Black Lives Matter protests and things going on, and what the pieces, there are several like this, we're taking other pieces and cutting them to pieces and doing kind of what I call self-collage to make something new. So for me, it was a lot about taking what was and making something new, and it can be kind of beautiful and disjointed, and it for me was a way to kind of process everything that's going on. So and these are made with Sumi ink on watercolor paper, and yeah.
Thank you. And then is that the last one?
Yeah, I'm putting myself on mute because it's very noisy out here.
Okay, okay.
I'll come now.
Okay. Did anyone want to speak about something? Did anyone want to say anything before we wrap up?
Yeah, this is Susanna, where are my paintings?
Who's speaking?
Francisco Silva.
Oh, I just realized I think I missed a wall. Okay. I'm looking at it.
I'm glad you said something, Francisco.
I got confused in here.
I was panicked there for a second.
Yeah, we just, we lost them.
Awesome. Of course, I want to hear about these. Francisco, will you take it away?
Sure. So this is the first two paintings of a series on racial profiling. And the first one is from the viewpoint almost as a spectator from the outside. And if you like, if you didn't even see like the cops because they're shadowy figures, it would almost seem like a landscape. And the bottom one is from the viewpoint from the inside. And I wanted to kind of capture the fear, or actually portray the fear that's felt when you're flanked by two police officers that just come and sort of basically intimidate you. It's one of the tactics that they use for intimidation purposes. So I wanted the viewer to sort of, I want them to feel what the experience, what it's like to when cops just come and sort of surround you.
Yes, I think you did such a good job with that piece, especially like the composition of and how intimate it is, like how up close it is. I do feel that anxiety, and I think that's so important to talk about and to see in painting. So thank you for making that.
Thank you.
I'd love to see the whole series too.
We also left out Charlene Avery, who because I left out this wall.
That was a wonderful viewing of the show inside the gallery. We also want to thank all those chosen for the show for such exceptional work for this year's Viewpoints. Just to note, before we announce the winners, this exhibit features 46 works selected from over 800 submitted. Now, we'd like to announce who our prize winners are this year. Drum roll.
Can I say one thing? I just want to say that it was extremely difficult and there were so many other people that should gotten the award too. So I just wanted to put that out there. There was a lot of really good work and it really, yes, just so you know.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful exhibit, really, really is.
So on that note, first place goes to Shoshana Curtis. Second
Thank
place.
you.
You're welcome. It's a great piece. Second place goes to Francisco Silva.
But do we know which piece that was for, Eliana?
Those were the
No, which one of the two?
The one on the bottom, number 2. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Third place goes to Megan Bates.
I think we should be clapping after each one.
Yeah. I think we're on mute, that's why.
Now we have the cash prizes, right? The honorable.
Well, they're all, yeah, but the honorable mention cash prize, yeah.
The honorable mention cash prize goes to William Rerick,
Who also goes by Billy Beats, is his art name.
good to know. Emily Barnett,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And Harold Zabari. Then our Montclair Art Museum honorable mention goes to Beta Sandiford.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think unless, Eliana, if you wanted to take questions at all, or if anybody had any, we could do
Yeah,
that.
if
Otherwise, I think we're pretty much done.
I'm happy to take any questions if anyone has any.
I have a question, actually. So normally when you curate something, like what's like something like this that's very expansive, what's your process to actually like whittle things down? Because you must get a ton of work that's really high quality.
Yeah, it was extremely challenging. I think like I juried a lot for the gallery that I run in Brooklyn, but there seems to be a narrower sort of, it was just more, it's more narrow in terms of what we get. We get as many as, we get a lot of work submissions, but there's just, it's not so expansive. So that was a new challenge for me. So I just spent a lot of time with the work, and the work that just kept coming back up again, that was like, oh, this is it. Like either it had like I wanted to speak to what's happening in the world, so works were chosen, or maybe the work wasn't even super fully realized, but I could see something in the work that seemed promising that I wanted to support the artist. So I might say, okay, like I see that this artist has something really special. It may not be fully there, but I could see it. And I wanted to speak to that, to seeing it, and acknowledging that. So that was part of it. I mean, it goes from, sort of the basics of art to understand it. Then, because of the content, it gets really challenging. Like I said, there were lots of pieces that were, I mean, incredible. And I didn't choose them because I really wanted the work to try to speak to the moment as much as possible. And then there were just some that, like the large fish head that I just like, I can't explain it to you really. So, but I was just like, I love this. Like I want it. So I'll, put it in. Or like the lemons, like the still life. I mean, I still find that that's really lovely, So, but again, there were things that I passed over that I think other jurors might have absolutely put in. So, but I really wanted to focus on, the main focus be on just work that, that really stood out either, with like promise, like having some sort of promising path forward, or they were speaking to the moment, so And I also like, I don't know how to set this up, but I have some like critiques that I'd love to share with some of you guys, but I don't, I don't know how to like do that, but I have some thoughts. So I don't know if I should just email you guys or how to do that, but.
I think that would be wonderful.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I guess if you'd be interested in that, then please email Susanna and we can do that.
Critique away, please. Critique away.
So, but yeah, that was, I mean, I don't know if that's very helpful, but that's what I was thinking about, was just really trying to talk about this really challenging, but also interesting time that we're in, and speaking to that as much as possible. So. Any other questions?
Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so cool. It's nice that you spent time doing this tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank you, Eleanna. This is really wonderful, and it's a beautiful, beautiful exhibit.
I'm so glad you guys are happy.
It's so nice to be in here with the work.
And thank you for joining us from Mexico.
Well, I'm gonna come at the end of sometime in May to
Yay.
see you. So I'll see you in person.
Do it.
Thank you guys all for making it happen, and
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for coming and spending the time with us. And we're going to say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, all.
Thank you,
Thank
Eleanna.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.